Hi guys, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to another video on my channel today. Today in this episode, guys, it is November 1st, so that means the 10th month of the year has finally passed, and now we're heading into November. Thanksgiving and Christmas are going to be here before we even know it. So yeah, guys, Halloween just happened yesterday, and I'm really excited to share you guys what I watched in the month of October, what I liked and didn't like, as a matter of fact. So yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section, what did you go see in the month of October, and what did you see in the month of October that you like and didn't like, as a matter of fact. But with that said, guys, those of you guys that are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and physical media related content. I also do Lego related stuff, and I also play video games. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on the channel. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube, be sure to go check out my channel, because there'll definitely be something in there for you to enjoy. And those of you guys that are not new to the channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you go subscribe right after this video, guys. Without any further ado, guys, enjoy the video. Let's get started here. Alright, so I always start off what I go to the theater to see first. And the first movie that came out this month I went and saw was the Joker Folie à Deux, aka Joker 2. Did I like this movie? I absolutely did not, actually. Because the issue with this movie, this is not a highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes, and I've heard a lot of people weren't fond of this movie at all. I wasn't fond of this movie either. I didn't like this movie anywhere. Anyhow, I wouldn't say it was terrible or awful, but I would say it's just a bad movie. But my issue is, this movie was supposed to be like a musical, and these musical numbers that were added into the movie, they just did not make any sense. They didn't work for this kind of movie, and so therefore, I didn't care for it. And the main issue is this movie couldn't decide if it just wanted to be like a courtroom drama or a musical in general. And yeah, what they did with this character, Arthur Fleck, didn't really work out as much. And yes, this is the most of a Joker and Harley Quinn relationship we have seen on screen in live action form, and I feel like it's just a wasted, as a matter of fact, because the character that Lady Gaga plays doesn't really feel necessary. It just feels like she just feel like she's put into the movie as like a lover for Arthur Fleck to give this movie a little bit more chemistry. And yeah, I was not a fan of this movie, and I was not a fan of how this movie, I was not a fan of the outcome of this movie either. Yeah, I was severely disappointed by the sequel, and I have the Steelbook for the first movie, and I was gonna get this movie on Steelbook, but it wasn't very good, as a matter of fact. As of right now, it's not likely that a Joker 3 is confirmed. But if you want my advice, if you have not seen the first Joker movie, I would recommend you guys watch the first Joker movie, because the first Joker movie was a great movie in my opinion. But this movie in particular wasn't good, like at all. And if they do ever find some story to come up with a third Joker movie, I hope it's good enough to redeem the second one. But honestly, and I've heard a lot of people say at this point that that movie should have been a one and a done, because that movie was so great. It made $1 billion, and I'm not so sure if it won any awards. But that movie also, with the first Joker movie, I think also got a couple of nominations. I'm not so sure if it won any awards, but I think it got a couple nominations at the very least, as a matter of fact. Next up, I went and saw, this in the month of October, I went and saw Smile 2. So now, to be honest, guys, I actually really liked the first Smile. I actually thought it was one of the better horror movies I've seen recently, and probably one of the better horror movies we've gotten recently as well. And I liked the whole I enjoyed the whole concept of the first Smile. Like, I like how that movie, the whole concept of the first Smile was, like, different. It wasn't like a rehash of any other movie, but but yeah, it just felt like a new concept that I've never seen before. But with Smile 2, I was not a fan of Smile 2, to be completely honest. And I will tell you why I didn't like this movie, is because it felt like a rehash of the first Smile. And that's one of the big major reasons on why I didn't like it. And to be completely honest, everything, the way how this movie was created, as a matter of fact, the whole outcome of this movie wasn't very good at all. But so let me explain something here. So the surviving character Joel from the first movie actually was in the second movie, but he was killed off immediately, so we didn't have to worry about him, and so we could get introduced to all of these new characters that we've never seen or heard of before, as a matter of fact. But then something else is that Joel is not able to help our new main character. But here's what I would have done. The main character that got killed off in the first movie, I thought it would have been a better idea to find some way to bring her back so she could be the main character, or she could be like the main character, or she could be like the main side character that helps the new character out. Or they keep Joel alive, and he's the main character, and he's the main side character that ends up helping her out. Or he could have just been the main character in general, and they were just like able to come up with a new concept. But he's immediately killed off. But then when she finally our new main character, played by Naomi Scott, she played Jasmine in the live action Aladdin, and she's one of my favorite actresses. But when she finally gets help to help her figure out what's going on. She doesn't want to work with that guy, and that guy that she goes and sees knows what's going on, and he's a character that we've never seen before, and so that made me ask, wait, was this a guy that knew one of the characters that died in the first one, and we've just never met him? They never explain. He never explains that, and we never get told that in any way, shape, or form. So it just feels pointless after they kill Joel off. So yeah, it just feels like they just kill Joel off so we can get introduced to all of these new characters that have no connection from the characters from the first film, and have had absolutely no chemistry at all whatsoever. And so yes, and I actually have seen a lot of people, and I actually have seen a lot of people say that they like this movie, but personally, this movie proved to me that Smile should have stayed. The first Smile should have stayed by itself. And I get it. Smile was the highest grossing horror film of 2022, and we all knew eventually this movie was going to get a sequel of some sort. But personally, they should have kept Joel alive, or found some way to bring the main character back, just so this movie has some connection to the first one. That's just what I have done, and that was just my opinion on the movie. But if they do ever do a Smile 3, which they'll probably do eventually, I hope it's good enough to redeem Smile 2, in my personal opinion. Alright, the last and final movie I went and saw in the theater this month was Venom: The Last Dance. I had a blast with this movie. This movie was absolute fun. I had a good time with this one, and out of all the Venom movies, this one is my favorite, because this is the one that I had the most fun with. This is the one I think I even got the most action and the most commentary between Venom and Eddie Brock. I always love the commentary between the two of them. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better Sony Marvel movies in my opinion. And yes, this movie was a lot of fun. This movie has been a mixed bag for some people, because I've heard some people enjoyed this movie, some people weren't as fond of it, but I actually really enjoyed this movie and thought it was a good movie, as a matter of fact. And like I said, I was hoping this movie would be enough to redeem Venom: Let There Be Carnage, and it was, because this movie was pretty great in my opinion, and this is definitely one of the best cheesy fun action movies, as a matter of fact. Alright, now let's get into the 3 movies I watched on streaming. 2 of them are horror, and one was an action movie, as a matter of fact. So, in this month, I finally watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, as a matter of fact. I was not able to catch this movie in the theater this year, and it finally dropped on Peacock this month, because before it did, I've been trying to find somewhere to watch it for free, and it was a rent or buy, and I didn't want to pay to watch it. But yeah, I finally got around to watching this movie, and I will admit this one is better than the first one. I know there's there was a lot of haters of the first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but in my personal opinion, I actually really liked the first one. It wasn't like a great movie. I had fun with the first one as a guilty pleasure. So in my opinion, it was one of those movies that it was so bad it's funny. So yeah, I had a blast with that movie because of how bad it was. And that was the same case scenario with this movie. I had fun with this movie as a guilty pleasure because it was so bad that it was a good movie. But yeah, I like the inclusion of Tigger and Owl. I know it's kind of sad and going too far that that they're turning all of these childhood stories into these horror movies because there's a Peter Pan horror movie in the works. There's a Bambi and Pinocchio horror movie in the works as well. I can't remember what else other than the Pooniverse Monsters Assemble. But yeah, I cannot wait to see this twisted childhood universe continue. I know these movies are not going to be like great, but I have fun with these movies as a guilty pleasure. Oh, there's also a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3 in the works as well. So yeah, keep in mind, yeah, they're gonna they have some other movies in the works, but I think these movies are gonna be fun. As a matter of fact, I'll have fun with them as a guilty pleasure, but like I said, they're not going to be great movies. As a matter of fact. But the next movie I watched on streaming this month that came out was an action movie that was an Apple TV Plus original, and this was starring George Clooney and Brad Pitt. And I actually watched this movie with my dad, and we weren't too crazy about this movie. It was kind of like a generic action film that just it just took forever for this movie to get involved. It wasn't very actiony like we thought it was going to be, but it's supposed to be some kind of spy thriller with Clooney and Pitt, but it wasn't. But yeah, this movie was not very good. I like action movies, but this movie in particular, it didn't pick up the pace like at all, and for the most part, it was really slow. And yeah, we did not like this movie that much, so yeah, it's not a very good movie in my opinion. But the last and final movie I watched this month was Salem's Lot. So now this is a Stephen King vampire movie, and this movie was pretty good. I will admit I wouldn't say it's like one of the best vampire movies, but for a vampire movie, this movie was pretty good in my opinion. I really enjoyed. I liked how this vampire movie had a different concept compared to a lot of other vampire movies because yeah. I don't like watching awful things happening to children. If you guys have followed me on the channel long enough, but that was just only like one child, and it was like one scene in the movie, and it didn't really bother me like at all. But yeah, this movie was pretty decent in my opinion. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie for what it delivered. So yeah, guys, that is everything that I watched that came out in the month of October and that was new for 2024 in October. As a matter of fact, let me know down in the comment section what did you watch on streaming and what did you go see in your theater? What did you like that you saw in the month of October and what you didn't like as well, as a matter of fact. But with that said, though, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Those of you guys that are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and physical media related content. I also do Lego related stuff and I play video games. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on the channel. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube, be sure to go check out my channel because there will definitely be something in there for you to enjoy. And those of you guys that are not new to the channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you go subscribe right after this video, guys. Without any further ado, guys, I'm going to go get ready back to more videos because more videos are on the way sooner rather than later, as a matter of fact, guys. But with that said, though, guys, take care, drink water, and stay safe, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye!